Welcome back students and good morning to all. In class 7th, we have started the unit 2nd and now we are discussing about the physical and chemical changes. In this topic, the last class or previous class we have discussed about chemical changes and some examples. Today we are going to start our discussion by the topic photosynthesis. All of you take out your book and watch the video carefully. So students, photosynthesis. Green plants prepare their food, glucose, from carbon dioxide and moisture in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight. This process is called photosynthesis. Plants prepare their own food in the presence of sunlight. Okay, that process is called photosynthesis. The equation of the production of photosynthesis or the production of food in plants, that can be shown like this. Carbon dioxide plus moisture in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll produced glucose and oxygen. Here two new substances are formed, glucose and oxygen, from carbon dioxide and moisture. This glucose that is needed for the plant's body, and oxygen, the plants are releasing out oxygen. This oxygen we are taking in. Animals need this oxygen, but same time plants need carbon dioxide. We are inhaling oxygen or exhaling carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide is taken by plants for their fruit production. Okay students, new substances, glucose and oxygen, formed at the time of photosynthesis. We are discussing about the chemical changes, and also this change is irreversible. Here the time of photosynthesis, a new substance, new substances, glucose and oxygen are formed. New substances, glucose and oxygen formed, and also this change that is irreversible. So we can say that easily photosynthesis is a chemical change. Now we are going to discuss about respiration. When we respire, the oxygen of the air we breathe in combines with the glucose formed by the degradation of food in our bodies. As a result, the new substances, carbon dioxide and water, are formed. The time of respiration, the process respiration, two new substances are formed, carbon dioxide and water. This change, that is not reversible, and is therefore respiration is a chemical change. And remember that respiration takes place in animals and plants alike. As you remember, glucose is formed in photosynthesis. Okay, just now we have discussed that glucose is formed in photosynthesis. In respiration, energy is released which is used in driving the life processes. Okay, and we are discussing the glowing of a mixture of iron and sulfur when heated. You will learn soon that a mixture of iron and sulfur powders when heated glows and forms an altogether new substance. It does not give back iron and sulfur on cooling. So, this is a chemical change. The glowing of a mixture of iron and sulfur when heated, that is a chemical change. Now, we are having the point change of mass in chemical change. The mass of individual substance or substances undergoing a chemical change is altered. The mass of the individual substance or substances undergoing a chemical change altered. For example, when carbon is burnt in air, that is a chemical change, okay? When carbon is burnt in air, the amount of carbon is reduced and finally the carbon vanishes. When carbon is burnt in air, the amount of carbon, the mass of carbon, that is reduced and finally the carbon vanishes. In fact, all the carbon gets converted to carbon dioxide. In fact, in this process, all the carbon gets converted into carbon dioxide. On the other hand, if an iron nail is allowed to rest, if an iron nail is allowed to rest, the mass of the rested nail is more than that of the original nail. If we consider, if we observe the rested nail, the mass of original nail, that will be less than that of rested nail. Rested nail will get more mass. However, you must remember that the total mass of the substances taking part and formed in a chemical change remains the same. How it is? In these both cases, we have discussed the mass having some differences. But here it says, if the total mass of the substances taking part and formed in the chemical change, the change remains the same. So, in a chemical change, if there is a loss in mass somewhere, there must be an equal gain in mass somewhere else. If there is a loss in mass and somewhere else there is a gain in mass. That's why the mass is same. The examples which we have learned earlier, the carbon burn, the burning of carbon and resting of iron, we have discussed just now. In these examples, first one, the mass of carbon burnt plus that of oxygen taken from oxygen taken from air is the same as the mass of carbon dioxide formed. The mass of carbon burned plus that of oxygen taken from air. For the burning, we need oxygen, we need support of oxygen. Carbon burned plus that of oxygen taken from air is same as the mass of carbon dioxide formed. That's why the mass is same. Then second example, the mass of iron gained in resting is the same mass of the oxygen lost by air. The mass of iron gained in resting is the same as the mass of oxygen lost by air. Okay, students. Now we are going to discuss one important table here. Differences between physical and chemical changes. First one, a physical change is temporary, but a chemical change is permanent. A physical change is temporary, same time chemical change is permanent. A physical change is reversible. Second point, a physical change is reversible, same time chemical change is irreversible. Now, third point, no new substances are formed in a physical change, but new substances are formed in a chemical change. Then fourth comparison, in a physical change, the mass of the substances does not change. The mass of the substances does not change, but in chemical change, the mass of the individual substances undergoing a chemical change is altered. Okay, these are the differences between physical and chemical changes. Now we are going to discuss about, can physical and chemical changes happen together? Whether physical and chemical changes can occur together? A common example is the burning of candle we can take. In this case, we can see that physical and chemical changes can happen together. In case of burning of candle, physical and chemical changes happens together. Okay, students? How it is? The wax under the wick gets heated and melts. The molten wax flows down and solidifies. You know that. The wax under the wick gets heated and it melts. And the molten wax flows down and solidifies. We know that. Well, we heat, well, we burn a candle. The changes in state from solid to liquid and again from liquid to solid are physical changes. It melts and solidifies. Wax melts and solidifies. So, in this way of sense, that is a physical change. And second case, a part of molten wax vaporizes and burns to form new substances, carbon dioxide and water vapor. In burning of candle, carbon dioxide and water vapor is formed. Those are new substances. And this change is reversible. And also this change is reversible. In this way of sense, we can say that candle, burning of candle or burning of wax is a chemical change. Now we are going to discuss about physical change. Physical and chemical changes involve energy change. Physical and chemical changes involve energy change. So students, it's time to wind up our class today. I hope you understood all the points. If you have any doubt, you can ask me the doubts directly when the class starts. So, by this new topic, tomorrow we will meet again. Till then, goodbye and have a nice day.